Hey, what's up guys? I'm Tony from Tony's Professional Touch, based out of San Bernardino, California. And in today's video, I'm gonna be telling you guys about how I deal with clients that I may have missed a detail or missed their appointment or forgot that they booked an appointment a while ago. I'm gonna be telling you how I deal with them, what I tell them, how I figure things out.
All right, Tony, so first thing I wanna talk about is running late. It happens. What do you do in that situation?
I'll try to let the clients know ahead of time if I feel like I'm gonna be running late, or if I look at the Google Maps and it shows me that there's traffic. I'll try to let them know an estimated time of arrival. I'll text them, I'll be like, hey, is this still gonna work for you even if we come this amount of time late? And then depending on what they tell me, most of the time they say it's fine, come whenever, no rush. Sometimes they need the car done by a certain time. They'll let me know when they need it done by. They'll see if I can do it by that amount of time that they give me. Or worst case scenario, if it's way too late and they need to be somewhere, they need to leave, or we won't have enough time to finish the vehicle, we'll just reschedule for another time.
Okay, so communication.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah, just text them, send them a text or call them, and just let them know what's going on.
Now, you know, we're not perfect. It happens, but have you ever completely forgot about a detailing client?
Yeah, it's happened a few times. So what I think happened was I was doing something and they texted me or called me and they told me they wanted to book an appointment for a certain day, and I was like, okay, sounds good, got it. Instead of going and like booking it in the phone, I kept doing what I was doing. I totally forgot about it. I think I took a screenshot, but I never went back to my pictures and made sure I like booked his appointment in. So when the day came, it was the end of the day, I was going back home, I was relaxing, I was like la 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 la, I was just chilling. And then next thing I know, he calls me, he's like, hey, weren't you supposed to come today? And I was like, oh snap, I think I was. I checked my screenshots. I was like, oh snap, I was supposed to book it in. I never booked it in, my bad. Good thing was he's been a client for a long time, so he understood. He didn't get upset or anything. We just ended up rescheduling for the next week, and it was all good to go. I ended up throwing in I think I threw in an express sealant, and then I just apologized and I was like, my bad. I just totally forgot, and then I haven't had any issues since that. I've been making sure I always book his appointment in. As soon as he tells me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go directly to the booking app and bam, bam, throw it in. What I learned from that as well is also not to answer calls or texts when I'm doing something. Might as well do it when I'm not doing anything. That way I can make sure I can book it in, not try to like forget about it and just continue what I'm doing. Because if I'm working, I'll probably forget about it if I answer a call or something, and I hear them out and I'll register in my brain, but I won't write it down or put it down into the phone or in the booking app, and I'll totally forget when the day comes. Like, oh snap, or I might book someone else in that spot instead of them. So that's happened also before.
So Tony, customer service is very important. But what do you think is the first thing a detailer should give their customer to show they're sorry for a mistake?
An apology, and then after that,
a sincere apology, or something like, my bad?
No, a sincere apology. You can't just be like, my bad. You just be like, I'm sorry, won't happen again, I'll make this right. And depending on what it is as well, and like what you're supposed to do. And because sometimes I'll be doing favors for like free, depending on the client, and it'll be like, maybe it rained and they just wanted something wiped down, or they wanted me to drop something off, and I'll be forgetting. With that, they'll be more understanding. I'll be like, my bad. Or it just depends on how you get along with your clients. Like some clients you're okay with being like, oh my bad, like this and that, but with other clients you gotta be more apologetic and more thorough, and sometimes offer something in return. That way they stick with you or don't feel a certain way.
A lot of customers, they joke around. Let's say you're late or you forget something and they go, haha, you should give me a discount.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, it has.
Are they joking, or are they being serious?
For the most part, I think they're joking, especially when they're clients that I've had for a while. I have a couple certain clients that I already know that I'm usually running a couple minutes late to their location. Every day kind of plays out similar. So especially when they're on our maintenance plan, they kind of already know roughly. Like sometimes we'll set their time at, let's say 4:30, but usually they know we usually end up at their house around 5, just because around 4 to 5 is when people are leaving work, and that's when a bunch of traffic starts hitting. So even though we booked the appointment at 4:30, we try to make it at 4:30, but for the most part we'll be making it at 5 or 4:45 or just closer to 5. And they'll joke around with us sometimes, like, hey, I thought you were gonna be here at 4:30, what happened? But they know it's like we'll usually be there, and then it's just like just joking with us.
Now, at what point, in your opinion, is a free service going to fix the problem? You know, when a detailer says, man, I gotta give it to him for free.
It depends on the service that you're supposed to do. The only times that I've really given a free service is if I mess up the vehicle. I haven't really done any free service if I completely miss scheduling them in. I'll just throw something in. But I think the only way to really do a complete free service is if you mess something up on their vehicle.
Yeah, got it. And what about missing spots?
Just fix them or partial refund if they decide to fix it themselves. We've had that happen before in the past where they decided to fix it themselves and they didn't give us the opportunity to fix it. So they're kind of just letting us know. They didn't really ask for a refund, where I was like, you know what, I don't feel good receiving the full amount when you didn't receive the full detail service that you're supposed to. So we gave them partial refund.
Everybody gets picky customers, or those people that point out every little thing. How do you feel about that? Should you give in to what they want, or do you feel you gotta put your foot down?
It always depends on the package that they booked for. We've had in the past things happen where clients would book, let's say, and last year they booked for a level 1, which is a higher detail package than our mini detail. And so they saw that finish, but then the next year, instead of booking the level 1 again, they ended up booking the mini detail because they were short on money or for whatever reason, they booked the mini detail, but they were expecting the same results as the level 1. That actually happened. That's a true story. They called us back. They were like, you didn't do the service right, this and that. You didn't wax the car, you didn't seal it. And I had to explain to them, spray wax is not the same as a real wax or sealant, and mini detail doesn't include a clay treatment, which a level 1 does. And their complaints were that the paint didn't feel smooth, that it felt rough. Now, a way to avoid this would have been to talk to them in person before doing the service and tell them like, hey, the paint's messed up, it's rough and whatnot. The only issue there was that the one that booked was the husband, not the wife, and the wife was the one that's complaining, not the husband. So it was a long mismatched type of thing. And what I ended up doing was just giving them a partial discount for their next service. That way they weren't completely unsatisfied. Those are things where you got to look out for and try to explain to the clients when they're going into booking, being like, once you get there, try to speak to the person that owns the vehicle, or the one that is paying for the service, or the one that has the expectations. If it's 2 people, 3 people, try to talk to all of them, and make sure to try to ask them the right questions to see what they actually want, and then let them know what they can expect from that detail. Because a lot of people, they'll be thinking all the packages are the same, or one's just more expensive than the other just for no reason, or I think it's also the fault of the industry, because a lot of other detailers or car wash places or car washers, they'll throw in a bunch of gibberish words, and then they'll end up doing the same service and not actually doing what they're supposed to be doing or what they're saying they're doing. And I think that's also kind of throws people off. So it makes a lot of people think a bunch of different things.
Wowing that first time customer. What are some things you think detailers could do to go the extra mile to really wow the first time customer for them to keep coming back?
Make sure you don't miss any spots. Make sure your communication with them is on point. Be respectful. Make sure you ask them if everything's okay, if they want to inspect the whole vehicle, make sure everything's up to their standards, and then let them know for them not hesitate to ask you any questions. They can have more trust in you. Have a recommendation to them on what else they should do in the future, and point out the reason why. Don't just be like, oh, I think you should get a full level 3 ceramic coating just because it's our most expensive package. No, be like, if you care about those swirls, then we can take care of those swirls for you with this package. You know, you don't want to just try to upsell them on whatever, especially if they don't even know what it's going to do, or if they're not going to maintain the vehicle right, or they're not even going to want it. So just, you got to talk to them, communicate with them well. And also leave some branding in there for them, your business cards, your stickers, leave a little treat in there, maybe a little snack, little things like that. All right, well, there you guys have it. Those are things that we do to keep our detailing clients happy. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys do to keep them happy. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.